So here at Sravasti Abbey, it's kind of a gray, sort of charcoal-like day. So maybe that's not the atmosphere for joyous effort discussion, but on the other hand, maybe that's the perfect time to talk more about joyous effort. I came across a wonderful quote from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We have a saying in Tibet that engaging in the practice of virtue is as hard as driving a donkey uphill. Whereas engaging in destructive activities is as easy as rolling boulders downhill. That's true. Engaging in virtuous activity is as hard as driving or pulling, cajoling a donkey uphill. Whereas engaging in destructive activities is as easy as rolling boulders downhill. So how do we overcome this? We have to have some habituation to it. So I wanted to talk a little bit before we got into the obstacles to our joyous effort. I've been taking a long time to get there, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about this third kind of joyous effort, which is the joyous effort of helping sentient beings, which is doing just that. It's helping sentient beings. So it's like spending our whole day looking around for opportunities to be of help and then actually helping, rather than going this, oh my God, I have to do something, or that kind of mind that says, oh look, they're kind of overwhelmed, I think I'll go to my office. That sort of mind. And it's not just, so Venerable Children talks about this, it's not just the attitude of really training our mind to see where help is needed, but then also doing it with a joyous, buoyant mind, not a complaining, grumbling mind about the opportunity to help. So when we think about helping sentient beings, we can get great, or I can anyway, on the cushion, have these beautiful aspirations of sending light and food out to the starving people in Sudan, and sending peace to war-torn areas. But when it comes to actually helping sentient beings that I live with, I'm a little bit slower on the uptick. And Venerable Children often says at the end of retreats, when people say, how can I share Buddhism with my family? She says, go home and take out the garbage. When you start taking out the garbage every day, after for 27 years they've been asking you to take out the garbage every day, they will say, oh wow, Buddhism's cool. And it's that same kind of mind when looking for opportunities to help others. We can really do it around here. We had a resident who was here for a while whose natural inclination was not this. It was not, so it's not because he came with a mind that looked and saw where the need was, but he was a good practitioner. And he, in his aspiration to develop bodhicitta, he really latched on to the practice of looking and seeing where help was needed. He never made a big fanfare about it. He didn't walk into the room and announce, whoa, nobody wiped off this counter, I'm going to do it, which is what I do. He just began to fill in the gaps of things that were not done at the community. So something wasn't stocked in the kitchen, he just went and get it. The floor wasn't swept, he just swept it. The tea counter needed to be filled, he just filled it. All kinds of little things, but things that make living in the community much simpler for everybody else, much more congenial for everybody else. And because of the kind of practitioner he is, he was consciously also rejoicing as he did it. And he was a great example of ways that we can cultivate our minds, train our minds to look for ways to be of benefit throughout the day. And do it intentionally with the mind that's cultivating this kind of joyous effort that wants to help sentient beings. So we're turning our mind to a lighter way of doing it, and we're rejoicing in that effort so that we build the habit of rejoicing, of being of benefit. Venerable Children also tells another story about how one place that she was staying, people were not so tidy about the dishes, but she went and washed the dishes at the communal sink every day, rejoicing because in a previous community where she had lived, she had been so angry at people not washing their own dishes that she had washed them with a really negative mind. And now, many years later, she was a different kind of practitioner, and she could kind of purify that grumbly mind by being able to wash the dishes for the community. So this is a beautiful example of looking for opportunities to benefit others, and then how we change our mind about it. It goes back to, in some ways, to that same teaching she gave on enjoy what you're doing. So there's so many ways that we can help each other in a family or in the community throughout the day. The person who's doing the water bowls has to take the bucket out in the morning. 3 people are standing at the door trying to get in with their shoes still on. We could offer to empty the bucket for the person who's struggling to get their boots on to go back out. It's a simple thing, but it's tuning our mind to, oh, this would be helpful. Or the rice milk box. Just rinse it, take the lid off. Instead, they stack up waiting for the next person who's doing dishes, you know. Looking around, what is empty as we clean up the kitchen, going, oh yeah, the butter's out. I think I'll go get some now. I don't even know whose job it is anymore, but noticing where we can be of benefit to the people around us. And not doing it with a mind that says, well, now the opportunity is complaining about the soy milk. I'm going to have to wash the soy milk out. That is not joyous effort. But the mind that says, oh, this is something for the benefit of the community. The toilet paper roll. Venerable Children often does the teaching on the toilet paper roll. We finish the toilet paper, we replace it for the people behind us and walk the cardboard all the way to the recycling bin. So it's little things, but they aren't little, they add up. And the point is not so much to, the point is for our own mind. The point is to train ourselves to see where there is need or where an action that we take could be beneficial, and then joyfully do it. Yeah, I get to do this for the benefit of the community. I'm going to fold this laundry for the benefit of the people I'm washing the clothes for. We do this, we have this prayer about cooking food. I rejoice at having the opportunity to make meals for the community of Dharma practitioners. So this particular kind of joyous effort is building up our strength, building up our strength, building up our strength, so that when we do see the starving person in front of us, we notice them, we have a possibility for how we can help, we know the appropriate way to help, we've cultivated the wisdom that goes with how to help, so we're expanding our capacity. But it starts really small, and it starts with having a joyful mind. So the next time we'll get to the things that really get in our way here, but we know what's the biggest obstacle to our joyous effort?
Well, laziness.
Laziness. So laziness is not necessarily what we think it is, but we'll talk about that next time.